Hjá mér fjölskylda frá Sýrlandi upprunalega en kom til Íslands í gegnum Venesúela og hefur nú fengið synjun landvistarleyfi á þeim forsendum að þau séu frá Venesúela sem þau kannski ella hefðu ekki fengið ef þau hefðu verið með sýrlenskan passa. Og þau eru ósátt við þessa stöðu og mjög hrædd því að raunverulega báðir kostir að fara til Venesúela og fara til Sýrlands eru mjög vondir. Ég ætla ekki að nefna nöfnin af öryggisástæðum en mér langaði til að biðja þau að segja mér örstutt þessa sögu og við spjöllum á ensku þótt við séum byrjuð að læra íslensku og svo ætla ég að þýða á milli örstutt yfir á íslensku eins og ég get. So, welcome here and thank you for coming and telling us your story. Yeah, I was telling in Icelandic, it's very unfortunate that you get this announcement that you need to leave Iceland and it must be a real shock for you and anxiety.
Yes, it's really hard, yeah.
So maybe you start by telling us how you feel just in this situation.
So bad, and I start to cry, and I didn't eat like for 2 days or 3 days.
Because you don't know anything about what you are.
No, and I thought that we're going from Iceland in the next 2 days, but then I realized that no, but it was so hard for me that first couple of days or couples of it was so hard.
Because you actually thought you have been here for 9 months and you have already started to integrate in the society, to learn Icelandic.
Yeah, because I'm saying that, okay, I'm going to learn Icelandic because I'm going to stay here. But then they rejected us and it was so hard for me.
And did you start to feel good in Iceland? Or did you start to...
Yeah, it's so good, so beautiful. I know that it's cold, but it's still like you feel something that it's so beautiful here, like in your heart. You feel like it's like your country. You feel so beautiful.
And are you in school?
Yeah, it is so beautiful school. It's such a beautiful school. I love my school.
Okay, so it's I'm just going to translate quickly. Já, sonur hennar hann sem sagt gengur í íslenska skóla og þykir mjög vænt Ísland en ég spurði hvernig hann liði við þessar fréttir og hann hefur nú ekki borðað og bara verið í algjöru sjokki og ótta síðan, skiljanlega. And I wanted to ask you, can you tell us a little bit about this travel from, how was the situation in Syria when you were there?
Well, it's really, really hard to handle the situation because, we have a 13 years war and there is nothing at all. They destroyed everything, our infrastructure, our culture. It's so difficult because there is a lot of problem, like economical problem, security, like for education, electricity, no water, no security. The problem here now in Syria now, it's the drug. It's a high level, it's like we have a very, very big problems with drugs, even in the south of the country, or my country. And that make the problem now, it's our country. We are a Druze country. We now hit against the government and there are, and it's very, very difficult to live there. We can't live there anymore. It's
we're a minority and against the government, so that makes it intense.
Yeah, can you please tell us a little bit? So you are a minority in Syria?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Because we are Druze.
You are Druze?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So you are, so you're not Muslims?
No.
So you are actually, and already maybe before the war you had a difficult situation?
Yes. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
We were forced to learn the Muslims' religion and we had a lot of difficulties, we were not very accepted, you can say, neither with the Christians there or with the Muslims there, and we were kind of isolated, so that makes it hard.
Okay, so you felt you were not living a very good life in Syria before?
No,
not.
No, unfortunately not.
And þau eru semst tilheyra minnihluta í Sýrlandi, eru hvorki múslimsk né kristin og þannig að þau eru raunverulega var erfitt þeirra líf jaðarsett áður en stríðið braust út og síðan náttúrulega búið að eyðileggja alla innviði í landinu í þessu langa stríði sem þar er og sérstaklega nefnir móðurinn eiturlyfja vandan sem er svona hörð eiturefni sem eiturlyfja neysla sem gerir ástandinu ekki skárra. So you found this, you had this possibility of taking your children, leaving the country and going to Venezuela.
Yes. But the only way I always try to find a safe way, because you know almost people in Syria left Syria middle البحر.
Oh yeah, they left Syria like by land,
and
like
yes.
in boats,
Yeah,
and in not a very legal way. So like the boat can sink anytime, and so it was really dangerous. And
a lot
she
of
was
people
afraid
die.
that even if she left and like things got escalated, the airports would shut down, and there's no way for her to reach us. That's why she took us with her.
And the people did mercifully, so bad. Like we saw a video, it was so bad.
People that are escaping.
Yeah,
Yes,
was like
even when you go on
that's so
in
bad.
the sea, it's a very dangerous travel. Almost people die. How many people? I don't know. In
Thousands.
thousands.
Like
People
you have-
die in the sea.
Like you have 10 from 100 to like can travel and you're gonna go successfully, and 19 that you're not going successfully.
Okay. But and how did you go then?
Well, I have to use my nationality, Venezuelan nationality, to get out of Syria.
Yeah.
Okay, travel to
Because you
Syria.
have a double nationality.
Yes, I double. This is my problem, in fact. Okay, when you
Yeah.
have a double nationality, the problem is both of them are the worst in this situation because Syria, it's not safe. Even Venezuela is not safe. I've told you, I left Venezuela after 27 years old because it's an insecure place, and I know what mean. You take everything behind you, your friends, your life, your school, your everything, and you try to begin a new life. I told you, we spent a lot of time in Syria. I'm try so hard to don't leave my country. But after all these years, you know, it's impossible to live there. And the problem is when the government reject us, they say it's a lack of argument. I don't prove I am not safe in Venezuela, and everybody knows the real situation in Venezuela. Everybody.
So, yeah, can you describe for me a little bit the situation in Venezuela, how you lived this when you were there not for a long time, but you enough of time to understand. I will translate a little bit. Já, hún var að segja semst að hún og þau voru að lýsa því börnin hvað væri hættulegt að fara á náttúrulega flýja Sýrlanda, 90% af þeim sem flóttamönnum farast í hafinu eða á annan hátt, þannig að þetta var mjög svona kvíðvænlegt og hún vildi ekki fara ein, þannig að þau fóru saman að því hún með tvöfaldan ríkisborgarrétt og svo leys að þau fóru til Venezuela og ég ætla að spyrja hana hvernig ástandi var þá þar. Yes, yeah, the situation in Venezuela.
It's just very bad. You know, it's like for security. Okay, it's like for education. There's not education at all. The level of education is so bad in Venezuela. You know, there's not electrical services. Water is so worse.
There are two classes, like the poor class and
Yes.
the very, very
And the
rich
very
class.
high class, yes.
There's the education is very limited.
Yeah.
The curricular is so bad, and there like you can't be safe. Like even if you were walking down the street, you can anytime you'll be prepared for someone to put a gun on your head and demand for everything you have on you. So like it's super bad, and besides all this, we have like a politics situation. But because our case is not fully closed, we don't have paper evidence. So that's why they said we lack argument, even though we had some evidence, but they needed more.
Yeah, you mean so the Icelandic government decided that actually it would be safe for you to go back to Venezuela, that you had no evidence of the danger there. Þannig að íslensk stjórnvöld úrskurðuðu að það væri örugt fyrir þau að snúa til baka til Venezuela og báðu raunverulega sönnun á hættunni þar og þau eru kannski ekki með beinlínis sönnun fyrir því nema bara sína sögu.
This is another thing, they say Venezuela changed. How Venezuela can change? The most important thing in Venezuela, it's the government. It doesn't happen any change. The same president, the same ministers, the same corrupt people staying the same way. How can that be possible? How can they say Venezuela it's good now? What's changed? I don't see Venezuela. It's good now.
It's not logical.
Yeah, it's not logical.
No, actually nobody understands
this logic. This is another point. How could they say Venezuela it's safe enough? It's not safe. Just safe enough to live in there.
How could it change so fast?
Yes.
Can you describe a little bit more? You told me earlier that it was like a sexual trafficking and
all the
really
way.
You felt threatened somehow.
Yes, this happened when sometime I tried to get,
We took a stroll to the nearby park.
Yes. Come here.
To the nearby park.
Yeah.
After we spent a half an hour at the park, we decided to head back because my mom was anxious all the way. So when we were coming back, there was this old house with this old lady outside, and she saw us alone. The streets were empty. And she saw us alone in the middle of the daylight, and she said, well, young lady, can you come help me with your kids? I'm an old lady and I can't do this on my own. And my mom looked at her she was very suspicious. So my mom said politely, no, I can't. And we kept walking fast. When we turned back, there were 2 masked men coming from the backyard of the house. So we started running back to our home.
This is the last
so
time
it was a kidnapping.
Yes.
It was an obvious kidnapping.
It's obviously, yeah.
It's because we don't have evidence. It doesn't count in politics.
Yeah.
It was so scary moments.
That happened in just 4 years.
4
months.
You can imagine.
Of living there.
Yes.
Yeah,
really Venezuela. This is the situation in Venezuela all the time. This is the history from Venezuela. She's not safe. Even I told them when I was young, I was maybe 13 years old. We live in Santa Barbara, Zulia. Okay. My father was a commerciant one, and he have his a housekeeping for his
storage.
Storage. Yes. In Venezuela, the problem is they asking. There is something like a vaccine you have to pay. Okay, if you want to be safe, if you don't want someone kidnapping one of your kids, if you want you take your home safe or your storage safe. And there is a discussion, they want more, they high praise, and my father don't pay. After this thing happened, after 3 days, they burn our house. When we living in the house. Thanks God, my father wasn't there because they immediately called from the, firemen, and but they destroyed everything. They can burn your house if you say not. They can kidnapping you, maybe a bomb. I don't know. Everything is possible in Venezuela. The corruption is so bad here. You can make everything with money, honey. There, you can bring everything with money.
You pay, you live. You don't pay, you die.
Yes.
So this is the moral of the story.
This is the life
and
in
this
Venezuela.
Happened tens of years ago.
Yes.
So
you can imagine now how the situation is. It's nothing changed. This is the Venezuela history.
Já, ég ætla því að stuttlega sem sagt að þau lentu því þarna að vera næstu því tekin til fanga af mannræningjum og á götum þegar voru bara nýkomin til Venezuela og þannig að það satt í tölvörður uggur en móðirinn hafði nú verið í Venezuela áður og vissi nú vissi sem sagt að það var engt gildra fyrir þau, gömul kona sem baði að koma og hjálpa sér, en hún áttaði sig á því að hún þekkti til frá sinni æsku þegar hún lenti því að hús foreldranna var brennt, að hún vissi að það var ekki alveg, og hún fann á sér að það var eitthvað skrítið í gangi og þannig að þau hlupu og sáu síðan 2 menn með grímur sem hefðu og hlupu eftir þeim. So your story, you are afraid to go back to Venezuela, you are afraid to go back to Syria.
I can't come back to Syria. It's impossible to me to come back to Syria because, if I'm left Syria, without my husband, and we don't say no one, we go back, and even no one's know maybe I am here in Iceland, because, it's a very hard situation there. And we can't come back from Syria, it's obviously, and we can live in Venezuela because Venezuela it's a really insecure place.
And you are afraid. Yes, you are afraid what happens to your husband.
Venezuela, it's a beautiful place. It's a tropical place, but it's really lack of security, lack for everything. It has a corrupt government, really corrupt one.
Yeah.
And it's not democratic one. It's a regime. It's a it's not democratic one. It's corrupt.
So it's a shame that I don't speak Arabic. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Beautiful
No.
language.
Sorry.
Thank
you.
No.
It's
but you speak good English.
Dictatori.
Dictatorship.
Yes, a dictator. Yes, it's a dictator regiment. If you don't be with them, you be against them. You can say anything.
You're disloyal.
Yes, yeah. You can say even when they made any I don't know how they say that.
But what's the situation with your father? Like, do you have any hope that he would?
Oh, my father's position is very complicated. Like, just in Syria, if he wants to, even for work, to go to another city, from city to a city, he needs permission from very important people. They needs to grant him permission to go. He doesn't have his freedom. So when we flew from Syria, we flew we are going on vacation because my mom is Venezuelan, so we're gonna go on vacation for 3 months and just return. So basically, if we come back, he will question him, where did your family go? Why didn't they tell us? And what happened? And he will get in a lot of trouble. And Venezuela won't guarantee our safety.
So also you don't want the government in Syria know that you are here.
Of course.
Yes. For the security of your father, I see.
For everything.
Yes. But here in Iceland, did you start to work? Did you find any work or homes or what
the both
has
of them
been
play
your
piano,
situation?
and she's national championship karate in Syria. You participated in two.
I participated in 2 champions here, and I got 2nd place.
Me too.
But
In karate?
Yes.
Já, þau eru bæði karate og fóru held í heimskeppni þau eru nú mun betri í ensku en ég World Championship, ég held að bara heimsmeistarakeppni í karate og
The both of them.
Já,
Yes, the both of
og
them.
spila piano bæði og verið í þessum tómstundum hér á landi so you continue the karate here.
Yes. And the piano too.
But
And
the
the piano
fact
too.
when they reject you for the first time, they take away they take away the permission for you to work. So
Yes.
after you're rejected, you cannot work.
You cannot work. I am make some many volunteers
Volunteer work.
works here. We
Já,
try
hún er búin að
to
vera í sjálfboðavinnu.
with the Red Cross. We try to
Red
help
Cross,
our
yeah.
people. To maybe try to speak English.
If you didn't
I told you,
tell-
Venezuela has a very bad education. Almost people from Venezuela, when they come, they didn't know speak English.
They
And
can't
yes,
communicate.
they can communicate. And we are like a branch. We try to help it.
to help each other.
Yes, to help each other. Yes.
So
I
you
have
were-
9 months with Red Cross.
Ok, hún er búin að vinna í 9 mánuði sem sjálfboðaliði á Rauða krossinum og líka í túlkunum vinnum fyrir Venezuela þá sem ekki tala góða ensku. En þegar að landvistarleið var tekið af þeim fyrst þá var þeim meinað að vinna. þannig að but your situation, if you would get permission to, if this decision of the government to send Venezuela's, that this was taken certainly to send a big group of Venezuelans back to Venezuela.
Yeah. Really
if this will be changed, that we really hope, and what would you then? So you would like to live here, continue.
Yeah, of course.
To live,
I hope.
and,
I hope we really asking for a country. You know, it's the second time we have to leave everything behind you. It's really a difficult decision. I guess no one is here because he wants to be here or because it's easy.
Some people are escaping, but we're searching for a home.
Yes.
And we started to settle here, and get familiar with everything, and then bam, we can come back.
We need a hope. We really try to do, or try to find a place we can live in peace, in a safe way. The most little thing you can do here, my kids, he's really afraid when we live in Syria, because someday they proposed me to work in the Venezuela embassy, and I was a meeting with the consul for take the job. These days, when I go from my meeting, one friend of my kid let him from him back and strip it off from a car.
A Muslim kid.
Yes.
Pushed him.
Yes, put him against the
towards a
car.
Walking car, and he injured his leg.
Yes.
Yeah, and I have my typical it's not really great or something.
Yeah, it's kind of an unfair treatment that we had there.
In Syria, já.
Yes.
Já, hún lýsa því þegar eiginlega hann meittist strákurinn, ég eiginlega náði ekki alveg alveg allri sögunni þegar hún var að vinna í sendiráðinu. And so here in Iceland, do you feel that you have been welcomed, or do you feel, because there is also, of course, Icelandic, like you were talking about Venezuela, that there is a class difference, and because Iceland, we were used to be so, everybody had their home and so on, but the situation is getting a little bit rougher, actually, in Iceland. So there are some people, of course, that are afraid that foreign people come and take their place.
Understandable, yeah.
Have you witnessed? No, well, it's understandable, but on the other hand, it's not justifiable. Actually, according to researchers, it's people that are coming are not taking anything from us. That's it's maybe just a misunderstanding in the whole world a little bit.
Yes,
as we know.
Yes.
Yeah. But have you said this? Have you witnessed a little bit a bad?
Yeah, we had.
Well, I don't know. The people I meet here in Iceland, they're really, really good people. I told you the most simple thing my kid can do. It's go outside and play. We can do this even in the both of places in Syria and Venezuela. He's free here. They really are free here. This is maybe the most important thing. We didn't live for anywhere, even in Iceland. They know what means it's freedom, because they are free to go and play, and we don't feel any fear.
The majority of people are very nice toward us and welcoming, but there's always this the minority of people who either look at us in two ways, either in pity and just only see us as refugees, and they're not like other human beings who are a refugee. They pity us, and other people who go back to your own to your own towns, or go back to your own homes, and we didn't ask you to come here, but the majority are very welcoming. So no, I think yes. Yeah,
I guess this is a
yes.
Hopefully a minority in the world, but of course, and some of it is based on a misunderstanding.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, but still, it must be very hurting and difficult to hear, and also if people are not saying it directly, but just you feel it somehow. En hún var að segja mikilvægasta, kannski við það komið til Íslands ólíkt því að vera í Sýrlandi og Venesúela er að börnin geta farið út og leikið sér í öryggi og hún getur, þau finna fyrir þessu miklu öryggi sem er og ég spurði svona, svolítið ítt eftir hvort þau fundi líka fyrir svona einhverju væru hræddur að þau vera að taka frá þeim, einhver á Íslandi og þá auðvitað, viðurkennir hún stelpan að hafa fundið fyrir því, það er alltaf einhver minnihluti fólk sem að telur að flóttafólk sé að skemma fyrir öðrum og eigi bara snauta aftur heim til sín og við teljum nú að það sé bara svona vanþekkingu og þurfum kannski bara að vinna í því að leiðrétta það. I think we should just stop here and it would be nice to be in contact and hear about what happens now in the next days.
Yes, I hope they change their minds because we really need an opportunity.
Need hope.
Yes, really need hope, a chance. Just need a chance, you know.
Yeah.
It's really difficult to us this situation because it's we,
especially when your future is in other people's hands.
Yeah.
And you don't have this opportunity to somehow prove your case or to talk about your case.
They take us hopeless, you know. When you lose your hope, it's really difficult to handle.
Yeah.
Because when we came to Iceland, we know we have a good opportunity here, and we sure when we came to Iceland, everything was different.
Yeah.
And then this new laws and this new situation make everything lose her hope.
My mom is devastated.
Yeah, like the first when we come here, we was like saying, okay, this is our house right now, we're gonna stay here.
Yeah.
And like, we're gonna stay here, this is our like country right now. And then there are like a lot of things that a lot of people like went to Venezuela, a lot of people went to Syria, a lot of people went. So we was like so scared, and then bam, restricted.
Yeah. So you have been a little bit afraid of it for a long time because they have been leaving the other people.
Rejecting.
Because we really can't come back. I don't have any choice.
Like she's stuck.
Are you in contact with other people from Syria? You are in contact with people from Venezuela, but also with people.
Syria just with my husband and a little.
No, and the Syrians here in Iceland. There are some.
Here, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
So there is a community, and
yes, of course, there's a community, and we have a lot of people here. Venezuelan ones and Syrian
We
ones.
try
yes.
to know each other and help each other out.
Yeah.
Do not feel lonely.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're in a new country, you try to find everybody who knows you have the same traditions, so you won't feel alone.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes.
So that's a strength to
yes.
feel.
To hold on.
Like when you was alone, you see like a person from Syria, like you go.
A small family.
We're like a small family.
We're trying to recreate a family here.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's so funny family.
Yeah. I really hope that you can stay and
Thank you.
in this family and in Iceland. And thank you for coming and sharing your story.
Thanks to you for
And it's a
giving us
risk
your
to
time.
tell your story. Like it's a real risk, but we really hope to make sure that it will not be dangerous for you. So that's why we are not mentioning your names, even though your names are very beautiful.
Thank you.
And
This is our problem. We don't leave Syria because we want. We really leave it because we have a big trouble down there.
No, I think that's most people understand that people are not leaving just for fun. It's not a vacation.
I hope
just,
I hope they really don't think that's a vacation for us because this is not the way we can take a vacation. Believe me.
No.
It's so
I
difficult.
believe you.
It's a very
it's not
horrible.
the way. It's a not nice vacation,
it's
and
not,
it's not
it's
because of
very
an
complicated.
opportunism to see like, whoa, what's
I told you left
what's in Iceland.
everything you love behind you, and you try to find a place you can be safe there. It's so hard. It's not easy to handle. Okay, it's a lot of I don't know
No, you were courageous to take your children just out of the situation and take them also
Yes,
here.
I hope,
now
yes, I hope, yes.
You
because,
fight for them still, so you have like
always,
you are like
always.
a
There are all
lion.
my reasons. I don't have any reasons, you know.
No,
We have
that's,
children.
yeah.
They're all my reasons.
You're strong.
Yes,
So,
I hope. I'm trying.
So I translate a little bit, já, þau sem sagt bara ítreka það sé mjög, þetta hafi verið svona vaxandi óvissa hjá þeim þar sem að vinir þeirra, sýrlenskir og aðrir hafa verið sendir núna frá Íslandi undanfarna mánuði og þannig að það hefur verið svona mikil kvíði og angist maður búið sig en þetta hafi enga síður verið mjög mikil skellur þegar þessi ákvörðun barst þeim að þau ættu að yfirgefa Ísland og snúa aftur til Venesúela ástand öðrum Venesúelum og eða semst ástand Venesúela fólki og þau vilja líka ítreka það að það náttúrulega yfirgefur enginn sitt heimaland svona ganni sínu þannig að þau eru ekki hérna í einhverju svona í skemmtilegu fríi eða bara til þess að reyna að lifa einhverju glanslífi heldur þau bara beinlínis og móðurinn að berjast fyrir börnum sínum og lífi sínu og við látum þetta spjall gott heita hérna við Rauða borðið og vona það besta